Okay, now. All right, we finna see what's make it do what it do this morning. Gonna make it do what it do. All right, give me just a second, guys. I'm just trying to get this thing up. Let's just see what happens here. I don't know. So I am live. Okay. Now let's
Let's
see
just see
here.
what happens here.
Okay, okay. I got a little bit of okay. There we go. Just working this thing out. All right. Good morning, my beautiful people, man. Thanks so much for joining us here this morning. I'm back here on YouTube Live, Instagram Live, all that good stuff. And this is the New Black Wall Street Book Club, where Black folk do read. Man, you put in the book, we absolutely will find it. It looks like I got one person watching so far. That might be just me. I'm not quite sure. If you could, while you guys are joining us, go ahead and hit that. I guess share button. Do you share? Is that how it works? Do you share? I'm not sure, man. Let me see if I can share. Do we just share? How to be rich. Let me do that. Why not you? Let's see if this works. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm just trying to see if this works. All right. I don't know. Let's just see if it works. Let's see what happens. Okay, let's just see what happens. All right, that's done. All right, I don't know. Let's just act like we know what's going on here. Okay, do I got a chat box? I don't know. That is that it? Oh, there's a chat box over there. Okay, I'm just trying this YouTube thing out. The first thing, man, New Black Wall Street Book Club. Black folk do read, man. You put in the book, we absolutely will find it. Just want to say good morning to you, by the way. Thanks so much for joining us. We're going to get right into it today. We're actually reading through the book, going through the book, How to Be Rich. Why not you? Why not you? How to Be Rich. This is a compilation of wisdom from the world's greatest wealth builders. Of course, I'm your host, ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, ERGJ Black Bazaar, and also international best-selling author of the book, The Black Billionaires Club. You see that right back in the back. The Black Billionaires Club is a study of black wealth, study of the 12 richest black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. Of course, you can pick that book up at theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com. And while you're there, you can also join the club. That's right. We do have a business club for those that want to level up in business. You want to sell more stuff. You can do that at theblackbillionairesclub.com. You want to join, you want to learn from the master salesman himself, and you join us at theblackbillionairesclub.com. Right now, it's only $10 a month through $10 a month through September 12th. So you want to make sure that you get that. Now, the club is going to get you. We have a millionaire mastermind call. We're going to switch that. We used to do it on Sundays. We're going to switch it to Mondays. Good morning to you at Mary over at Hairbrain. What's up, Wakita? Thanks so much for joining. We switch that to from Sundays now going to be Monday nights. We do that a millionaire mastermind call. That's where we hold one another accountable to success. Also, we have Tuesday trainings, which teach you how to profit. We want to make sure that you are successful in that which you're trying to do. And then obviously we have the book club, which is what we're doing right now, and much, much more. We focus on health and wealth. So you will be able to get some classes on nutrition and also on fitness. So you want to make sure for $10 a month, you go ahead and you join that club, and that way we can hold one another accountable to success. Here's the deal. Many people talk like this. They say, hey, they say this thing called be equally yoked. Well, what I found is that too many people are equally yoked to broke. That's right, being equally yoked to broke. They got a whole bunch of broke friends. And they got a whole bunch of friends that are not doing much, not trying to accomplish much. Well, I'm going to give you the opportunity to connect with like-minded people who are serious about success. Everybody put in the comments below serious. Who are serious about success. See, once you start hanging around people who are serious about success, you take your life, you take your level of success to a whole nother dimension. Well, you're going to have an opportunity to do that at the Black Billionaires Club. Again, go to theblackbillionairesclub.com, theblackbillionairesclub.com, hit join the BBC, $10 a month for you to join the crew who's serious about success. Now, this is the New Black Wall Street Book Club where black folk do read. You put in a book, we absolutely will find it. We're going to be going through the book today. Why not you? Why not you? How to be rich. Why not you? How to be rich. Hey, well, hit that like button, that share button, that invite button, whatever we can do over here on Instagram Live, whatever we can do over on YouTube Live, whatever that is, go ahead and do that. It's time to get this show on the road, man. You know what time it is, man. It's time to hear the music from my main man, the DJ himself. If I can find it, I don't know where my music is. I have it. Oh, Lord, where's my music? Oh, Lord, where's my music? Where is my music? 1 second, guys. I don't know where my music is, by the way. Oh Lord, there we go. Music, is that it? Nope, that ain't. Is that what I'm looking for? Nope. Oh Lord, where's my music? Where are my documents at? Let's try documents. Oh Lord, where is my? Oh man, I've been having such a terrible time. Such a terrible. Where is my music? Lord Jesus. Downloads maybe. It's not that. Oh Lord, here we go. New Black Wall Street Book Club. Time to get there on short roll. DJ, hit the music.
Okay. It's the new Black Wall Street. Can make the day seem good club, yeah. And make the darkness bright. Anything is possible. Let's make it good. Change life so you can change life. The new Black Wall Street never pays the price. We hold markets and never share the wealth. I'm talking non-shelf. I feel the people there. A book club dedicated to success of melanated and beautiful, educating you fully too. Take the world and pass it on to the kids. Build it and live a feeling of prophecy that we live. The new Black Wall Street Book Club. Introducing the host. Show my brothers some love. The new Black Wall Street Book Club. The new Black Wall Street Book Club.
Let's go. That's right. New Black Wall Street Book Club. It's your boy ERGJ, your certified financial educator, CEO of ERGJ Enterprises, CEO of ERGJ Black Bazaar, who make group economics easy. Also the host today of the New Black Wall Street Book Club and international best-selling author of The Black Billionaires Club. You can go to that website right now, www.theblackbillionairesclub.com, to pick up the book, to teach you about how to be wealthy, but then also join the club so you can do that and then follow in their steps and be wealthy. Because here's what the deal is, guys. We study billionaires. My question is, who are you studying? We study billionaires. Who are you studying? And so you have an opportunity to do that, to study billionaires. Don't listen to Poor Dad, listen to Rich Dad. That's right. Don't listen to Poor Dad, listen to Rich Dad. Man, it's time to get this show on the road. Today we're going through the book, How to Be Rich. That's right, How to Be Rich. And we're in chapter number 1. So I do have this book for sale, by the way. So if you'd like to pick up this book, you can do that. Just inbox us over at ERGJ Black Bazaar. If you want to, you can just leave your email address right into the feed. We'll get to you. We'll send you an invoice. We'll get that book out to you ASAP Rocket, however you want to do it. But here's the deal, man. We're going through the book, and now in chapter number 1, here's chapter number 1. Let's get right into this thing. Not going to take very long at all today. It says poverty, not money. Poverty, not money, is the root of all evil. Poverty, not money, is the root of all evil. Now, what's cool about this book is we're going to get compilations, in other words, from people like Wallace Waddles, people like Napoleon Hill, Joseph Murphy, and Robert Collins. We're going to take all of that, we're going to get it into one book, and that's what we're reading today. Poverty, not money, is the root of all evil. Well, let's see what he got to say first, man. First up is Wallace D. Waddles. Of course, he's the author of The Science of Getting Rich. That's the book we're going to do next, The Science of Getting Rich. It says, wealth is health. Everybody put in the comments, my health is my wealth. Wealth is health. Poverty is the root of all evil. Now, from Aristotle, a good quote says, poverty is the parent of revolution and crime. Now, I don't know about you, but I normally find in the better neighborhoods that there's less crime, less revolution than there is in the poor neighborhoods. As a matter of fact, I know that people will steal for money. People will kill for money. Poverty seems to be one of those things that leads people to do things that they wouldn't do if they had a little bit of money. Right? Poverty is the parent A Revolution in Crime from Aristotle. Let's see what Mr. Wallace D. Wattles has to say about this thing called poverty. He said, there is no virtue in poverty. There is no virtue in poverty. It is a mental disease that should be abolished from the face of the earth. You are here to grow, expand, and develop spiritually, mentally, and materially. Some who do not prosper have a sneaky, subconscious feeling that there is some virtue in poverty. This feeling may derive from early childhood training, superstition, or be based on a false interpretation of the scriptures. How many of you guys grew up thinking that to be poor was to be virtuous? Let me ask that question again. Maybe y'all didn't hear me. How many guys grew up believing or thinking or learning that being poor means that you were virtuous? They're not synonymous. No. The good book says that that you prosper as your soul may prosper. But many of us have learned to believe that to be poor is to be virtuous, and that's not true. Matter of fact, Solomon was one of the great kings that followed God, and he was supposedly the richest man in the world ever. So to be poor and to be virtuous are not synonymous. It's not saying that you can't be virtuous and be poor. It also doesn't say that you can't be rich and be virtuous. So there is no virtue in poverty. It is a disease. It is a disease like any other mental disease. If you were physically ill, you would think that there was something wrong with you and would seek help or do something about it at once. Likewise, if you do not have money constantly circulating, everybody put it on so constantly. If you don't have money constantly circulating, constantly moving, circulating, to go in a circular motion, constantly circulating in your life, there is something radically wrong. Now, isn't this interesting? Mr. Wallace D. Wattles says, if you don't have money circulating, constantly circulating, there is something wrong. Interesting that this man thinks this way. There's something wrong with you if you don't have money always circulating in your life. Something is wrong. God does not want you to live in a hovel or to go hungry. God wants you to be happy, prosperous, and successful. God is always successful in divine undertakings, whether that means making a star or a cosmos. That's from Wallace D. Wattles. Next, we have an insert from Mr. Theron, I don't know how to say that, Theron Q. Dumont. It was never intended that people should be poor. It was never intended that people should be poor. It was never intended that people should be poor. When wealth is obtained under the proper conditions, it broadens life. Everything has a good use and a bad use. Like wealth itself, the forces of the mind can be directed either for good or for evil. A little rest will recreate those forces, while too much rest will degenerate into laziness and brainless dreaming longing. If you acquire wealth unjustly from others, then you are misusing your forces. But if your wealth comes through the right sources, everybody put in the console right sources. If your wealth comes through the right sources, you will be blessed. If it comes through the right sources, you will be blessed. Through wealth, we can do things to uplift ourselves and humanity. Wealth is many people's goal. The fact is, the more attractive we make ourselves and our surroundings, the more that we are prone to inspiration. It is not conducive to proper thought to be surrounded by unpleasant conditions. Now, how many of us are surrounded by unpleasant conditions because we simply can't afford to live in pleasant conditions? And he said it's not proper, it's not conducive to proper thought to be surrounded by unpleasant conditions. Is there any wonder why people who are broke or in poverty or who live in unpleasant conditions, they are miserable, they're upset, they're angry, they're mad people? Not everybody, but you know what I'm saying. To be in unpleasant conditions has an effect on our mind. It has an effect on how we operate. Let's keep going. Wallesley Wallace back up again. It says, no one is destined to be poor. Why do we think otherwise? No one is destined to be poor. Wealth is all around us. And all we need to do to achieve is to seek and follow the road that will lead us there. The human race was taught that to be poor was to be spiritual, that it was easier for the camel to go through the eye of the needle than for a rich person to enter the kingdom of heaven. Living in this lie, they suffered on in misery, hoping and trusting that in some far-off future day, a heaven, if they deserved it by their faithful poverty, will be given to them for their pain. In some religions, such as those of the East, persons born in poverty will always live in poverty, hoping that by being obedient and humble, they will be reborn in their next life in a higher caste and more affluent life. These old obsessions of race, thought, and race interpretation held the multitude in their iron clasp for centuries. Is it possible that the way that you think about money is holding you hostage? The way that you think about money is keeping you in bondage. Now, the way that you think about money isn't holding anyone else back other than maybe your family, maybe those that are following you. It's not holding anyone else back except you. Race thought, race interpretation have held the multitude. Now, you know, I talk about the multitude of black folk that's been holding the multitude of black folk back so long, but it ain't only black folk. It's a disease of the mind. Everybody put that in comments below. A disease of the mind. Strange as it may seem, even in this late date, there's still in 2018, there are still many minds hugging to their hearts these old delusions and dragging on in penury and despair, resisting the compelling force of higher revelation. Thousands of poor people today still cling to this old tradition, only from false religious ardor and lack of self-investigation. Many religions teach as part of their dogma that poverty is an inevitable condition for most people. They preach the poor will always be with us. Some sects even claim that for many, poverty is predetermined and should be accepted as a way of life. I'm telling you today, you have to decide. Everybody put in comments, decide. You have to decide that poverty is not going to be your way of life. It starts with a decision that this is not for me. There's something much better for me now, not later, not when I die, not when I get resurrected. No. There's something greater for me now. The bondage of impoverished old beliefs. The bondage of impoverished old beliefs. The old civilization was too undeveloped to think for itself, and so for ages it accepted the thought force of its religious and secular leaders. People built their lives to express these beliefs. As long as we believed in two forces, God and devil, spirit and matter, we receive these things, for there is nothing in this entire world but thinking makes it so. Let's say that again. There's nothing in this entire world but thinking makes it so. So right now, I want you to think about your world. I want to think about your entire world. And what have you made to become reality because of how you think and what you think about? The house that you live in, the car that you drive, these all came from your thoughts and what you believed in your thoughts. You believe that that's the car you should drive. You believe that that's the house that you should live in. These are things that you believe. Matter of fact, all the things that are within your house or apartment, these are things that you have believed to be, and you've made it a reality. Well, here's the thing. If you're not satisfied, if you don't like it, you can think of some other things and you can change your reality, but you first have to change your thoughts. Have to change your thoughts. Held in bondage to old thoughts and beliefs, we created and recreated our own lack, our own limitations, and our own disease and our own poverty. Under these teachings, the multitude developed a cringing, poverty-stricken consciousness. As everything in form is projected from the inner states of consciousness, people could not escape the law they set in operation for themselves. Lack, crime, dis-ease, abject poverty became the heritage of the human race. The science for planning for success. The science of planning for success. Another obsession of the old civilization. Notice he's saying this is old stuff. This is stuff that's been going on forever. It's time for something new. We're in a new age and we still are dealing with old civilization. Old thoughts, not new thoughts. Good book says that my thoughts are not your thoughts. My ways are not your ways. We are still living in old philosophy. Another obsession of the old civilization is one of inheritance. It is yet said that by those who should know better, oh, I am born to be poor. They are born to be poor only as long as they do not, or cannot learn the law of supply. Everybody put in the console the law of supply. Matter of fact, if you're joining us right now, go ahead and hit the screen. Go ahead and come on in and say hello. This is a live stream going on right now. I just want to hear from you guys, know who's joining. Ron Black Legacy is up in the house. Thanks so much for joining. They are born to be poor as long as they will not, they do not, and cannot learn the law of supply. While there are many who are born to be poor and understand, there are thousands who are fast working through their grade and are ready to come out into a new action of the law. The power to stand still under a law or to go on into relationship with another is within ourselves. But not knowing this, we stand still, accepting an old condition as binding, when within ourselves there is an awakening power for freedom. See, this is why I always say, and the good song said that, free your mind and the rest will follow. You want freedom, you want financial freedom, you got to first free your mind. Change the way you think. You'll change your life forever. This is why we do this. This is why we have the book club. This is why 30 minutes a day will keep broke away. The new civilization brings a new message. These days, many millions of people are out into a new kingdom of thought, bringing new laws into operation in their environment. Proponents of new thought preach a new idea of life that brings out new methods and for perfected results. They base their thinking on the concept that the human soul is linked with the automatic mind of universal substance, which links our lives with the universal law of supply. And we have the power to choose. We have the power to choose how it shall manifest for us. To achieve our goals, we must work for them. And with this working, suffer the thorns and heartaches of humankind. We can do all these things only as we have found the law and worked out the understanding of the law, which God seemed to have written in riddles in the past. In order to achieve your goals, you're going to have to work for them. Not just going to be given to you. You got to get up, get out, and get something every day. In order to achieve your goals, you're going to have to work for your goals. If it was easy, everybody would be doing it. In order to achieve your goals, you're going to have to work for your goals. Some are the professional poor. This will be the last section, and we'll wrap this thing up today. Why not you? How to be rich. How to be rich. Why not you? Great question to ask, by the way. Why not me? That's one of those 4 questions to ponder. Why not me? The first step of the poverty-stricken is to learn to conquer supply. This conquest is brought about not from without, but through the slow process of awakening individual perception, which neither the race nor the individual can outstrip. As soon as they have learned this lesson, they move on to the next step. When they learn how to use wealth, where they learn how to use wealth. So first you got to learn to conquer supply. Once you get supply, then you have to learn how to use wealth. And their place is immediately taken by another person learning the old lesson. New thought knows that there are now and always will be some people who accept poverty as their natural position. You see, I went through this phase. As a certified financial educator, I was meeting people all the time, trying to teach them about money, trying to teach them how to make money work harder for them than they work for themselves. But I realized that there are some people who will accept poverty, as their natural position. These are people I just can't help. This is what they're accepting. This is their reality. This is what they believe. I can only help people who believe that there is more available unto them and that they want more out of this thing called life, out of this thing called economics, out of this thing called the capitalistic system. But many people simply accept poverty as their natural position. However, they are not doomed to this state because the tools are there to help them lift themselves. Everybody put in the console, lift myself. You got to lift yourself. If the tools are there in order to be able to help you lift yourself from this state by increasing development and understanding. Those who know life understand this first cause of poverty. That's the acceptance part. When we look more deeply, we see that until the last person of this group and similar groups has died out, the poverty-stricken will continue to be in our midst. Because deep in their minds and souls, they still look upon themselves as beggars. They still look upon themselves as beggars. The second cause of poverty is a false education of the past, which instead of hastening the evolution of humankind has served to keep it in bondage. You imagine we in 2018. Think about this. We're in 2018 and we're still learning or still being taught strategies from 2000 or from zero, 80 or 8200. It's 2018. When's the last time the school system, the institution has changed the way in which they teach? Think about what we're saying. How long has it been they've been teaching old thinking in a new age? Old strategies. They are so far behind, and they're keeping humankind, they're keeping what we call society right behind with them. Think about it. When you went to elementary school, and then you go to elementary school today, you see the same stuff. You're like, y'all ain't evolved. Y'all ain't changed. Y'all ain't learned no new ways of teaching, no new things to teach. Matter of fact, I mean, think about it. Every day, everybody is going to use money, but we still aren't teaching money. And I want to let you know that teaching math and teaching money are two different things, two different subjects. You can be a math whiz and still be broke because you ain't learned money. Now, I don't know about you, but I ain't never used geometry in my life, but I had to take it. I'm going to use money every day of my life, but they ain't making us take that. Isn't that interesting? That's crazy to me. I'm going to use money every day of my life, and we're not being taught. It's not even a requirement that is taught to the multitude. But I'm going to learn some stuff that I'll never use. Trig and calculus and stuff I may never use. I'm forced to be taught, but I'm not forced to be taught something that I use every day. Money. That's why when I go to the schools, I tell the children, you need to learn, you have to decide that you're going to major in money. This is a major. This is something you're going to use every day of your life. Money is something that's going to go through your hand, come through your bank account every day of your life. This is a major. This is not a minor subject. This is a major subject. But yet we got minors in major things, and we got majors in minor things, and we wonder why many of us have accepted poverty as a natural position. To be broke is to be cool. To spend more than you earn is accepted. To look like you're rich, but to be broke is something that we love to do, love to be. Am I the only one that thinks this is crazy? Is it crazy? We are poor and will stay poor as long as we relate to the laws of poverty. Success wealth, and supply can be planned for by every life just as scientifically as one can build a house or plan a city. Supply cannot refuse to come to any of us who set a supply law into operation. But we must be taught this law. We must be taught this law and brought step by step away from the old ideas and obsessions of the past into a new understanding and use of new methods. Poverty and wealth are the results of internal states of mind. Let me say that again. Poverty and wealth are results of internal states of mind. And only as mind changes will material change. Only as you change the way that you think will you change your life. Only as you input new information will you get new results. Poverty and wealth are the results of internal states of mind. And only as mind changes will material change. Environment is only a big mirror in which we see ourselves reflected. People who depend on charities for their meals, or who sleep on the benches in the park, are not doing so because circumstances force them to do it. Due to their own ignorant manipulation of the laws, they have forced the circumstances. Poverty will remain only as long as we have within ourselves the germ that intensifies it. And we will secure wealth and freedom only as the natural states of our minds and hearts grow into them. We are poor because we do not know better. We are poor because we do not know any better than to be poor. We stay poor because we are too ignorant, too weak, too inert, and too superstitious to hold our life servant to the higher laws of life and compel a new physical arrangement by an ever-increasing recognition of our own God power. Let me read this again for the people in the back. We are poor because we do not know any better than to be poor. We stay poor. It's one thing to be poor. It's another thing to remain or to stay poor. We stay poor because we are too ignorant, too weak, too inert, and too superstitious to hold our life servant to the higher laws of life and compel a new physical arrangement by an ever-increasing recognition of our own God power. Everybody put in the console, God power. God has given us the power to create wealth. He's given us the power. We have our own God power to create. Hard to create, though, when you're too busy to even think. We can fully and actually incorporate into our minds the consciousness of infinite supply and our inseparable connection with it. We may let go of everything we have in the world and make instantaneous relation with the lines that will lead us again into abundance. We're connected to an infinite supply. Infinite. We may let go of everything we have in this world and make instantaneous relation with the lines that will lead us again into abundance. This is why someone can go bankrupt and they can be back in wealth status within a year. They have learned something, and they've learned how to manipulate the laws in their favor. Well, guys, this is, again, why not you? Ask yourself that question this morning. Why not me? How to Be Rich. If you want to pick this book up, you can do that right through me. I do have a bookstore as well. We're actually going to be combining that with the ERGJ Black Bazaar. You want to get this book today. It's $15 to get and to order it. All you got to do is just leave your email address in the comments. I will get to it and I will send you an invoice and we'll get the thing out to you ASAP Rocky. Hey, this is the New Black Wall Street Book Club where Black folk do read. You put in a book, we absolutely will find it. And I want you to know this, guys, that if you change your mind, you change the way that you think, you can change your life. If you fix your mind, you can fix your money. You got to fix this. You got to focus on this. You fix this, you will fix your money. You fix this, you will fix everything else in your life. Well, I'm your boy, ERGJ, Certified Financial Educator, host of the New Black Wall Street Book Club here today. Go ahead and pick up the book as well, The Black Billionaires Club. That is the book that I wrote. It's a study of black wealth, a study of the 12 richest black people in the world today and how they built their wealth. And I just believe that if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be wealthy, you should study wealthy people. Hey, remember this, man, that it takes a village. And it starts with us. It starts with a man or woman looking in the mirror and deciding that they're going to be the change that they want to see. Let's build, people. Let's build these bank accounts. Let's build one another. Let's build these businesses. Let's build together. We all we got, people. But guess what? That's enough. I pray to God He preserve each and every one of you. We'll be able to meet again tomorrow right here, 7 a.m. on the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Until that time, you know what time it is. DJ, hit the music.
It's the New Black Wall Street Book Club. Yeah. The show is over right now, but we'll be back again. Bet on that. Until next time, happy success.